नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे
गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे गुरवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
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 कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः नमो महावदनाय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामनि गौरात्वेषे नमः श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वं पदान्तिकं जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे So nectar of instruction is Updesh Amrit. So the word English nectar is Amrit and instruction is Updesh. So Updesh stands for instruction and Amrit stands for nectar and is authored by Srila Rupa Goswami. So today we will do the preface of this book. But before we do the preface of this book, bring one book here, I think. We have some. Ask them to give me one book. Anyway, this is what the progression of the 4 books. See, the 4 books we study in Bhakti Shastri. The Nectar of Instruction is one of the most important books in the 4 books we study as foundation for understanding the basic philosophy of Krishna consciousness. The 4 books of Sri Ishopanishad, Bhagavad Gita as it is, the Nectar of Instruction, that is Updeshamrit, and the Nectar of Devotion, that is Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. The 2 books, Nectar of Instruction, that is Updeshamrit, and Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, are composed by Srila Rupa Goswami. It means out of the 2 books which we study are Srila Rupa Goswami's books. There is a systematic progression in the 4 books we study. Let us see. According to learned scholars, there are 3 different sources of knowledge which are called Prasthantriya. Have you heard this word Prasthantriya? No. Well, this is a Vedic terminology called Prasthantriya. Prasthantriya means 3. So Prasthantriya is a Vedic language, and according to this language, how we fulfill this Vedic language. Sri Ishopanishad is part of 4 Vedas, so it is a Shruti Prasthan. This is called Shruti Praman or Shruti Prasthan. Knowledge from the Vedas. Bhagavad Gita is part of Mahabharata and known as Smriti Prasthan. It is a Smriti Prasthan because it's part of the Mahabharata. And Vedanta Sutra is known as Nyaya Prasthan. So three Prasthan, what are the three Prasthan now? Shruti, Smriti and Nyaya. Right? These are called three sources of knowledge in a learned circle, in a Vedic system. So, for us, the Nyaya Prasthan is Srimad Bhagavatam because it is the commentary on Vedanta Sutra. So somebody asks you, what is your Nyaya Prasthan? Say, Srimad Bhagavatam. So Shri Upanishad, which is Upanishad, deals with self-realization, Atma Jnana. So, but mantra 15 you have discussed is discussing about the person God. The devotee prays to please show me your face. So this is one of the mantra of Ishopanishad you have done yesterday. So these are Prasthan 3. Now see. Shruti Prasthan is Shri Ishopanishad for us. Smriti Prasthan is Bhagavad Gita. And Nyaya Prasthan is Vedanta Sutra / Srimad Bhagavatam for us. Is it okay? So this is the progression of these books. So this is a mantra 15 which you have done Hiranyamaya Patrena. The progression of the Ishopanishad point out to the ultimately the absolute truth is a person. This is established in Sri Ishopanishad. So absolute truth is person because I want to see your face. But who is that person? Bhagavad Gita further point out the absolute truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Krishna. That we know in Bhagavad Gita 10, 8, 7, 7, 10, 10, 8, 7, 7, 10, 12 to 14. This is for reference if you want to keep it. Having established that Sri Krishna is God in Bhagavad Gita and by Lord Sri Krishna himself, how to attain him is also established. Only the process is bhakti to attain the Supreme Lord. So these are references you can see in Bhagavad Gita. But now, how to perform bhakti? So by now we know there is a God and he is a person. This we know from Ishopanishad. Who is that person? We know from Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is that person. Now how to do devotion to the Krishna? Bhakti. For that we need, the goal is to attain the Lord. That's called sadhya. That one. Prabhu kahe pada shloka sadhera nirnaya. Now these two words again I am today giving you two new words. Sadhya and sadhan. You know these two words? Sadhya means goal. Sadhan means to achieve the goal. So goal is Krishna. Goal is Krishna, sadhya is Krishna and sadhan is bhakti. Alright? Sadhya and sadhan. So through Sri Ishopanishad and Bhagavad Gita, sadhya is established. Sadhya means goal, Krishna. Sadhya is established through Ishopanishad and Bhagavad Gita. Now the sadhan is established through two books, Nectar of Instruction and Nectar of Devotion. Sadhan to achieve the goal. The process is given in these two books. With connection to the sadhya and sadhan, there are three important concepts we need to learn from Vedas. What are these three concepts? Before we come to this concept, what are these three concepts, by the way? I think most of you know. If I tell you, you will know. Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojan, right? This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Bhagavan Sambandha Bhakti Abhideya Prema Prayojan Veda Tina Vastu Kahe. Is it clear? Is it okay? These are the three tattva. Bhagavan is Sambandha. So in Bhagavan, who is Bhagavan? Sambandha from where we get? Sambandha Gyan from Ishopanishad and Bhagavad Gita.
Ask me to enlarge it a little bit so it's easier to see.
It was enlarged now, but now what happened? Why it came?
Jesus.
It was bigger earlier.
Yeah. This one. Okay. Now everyone will see better.
Huh?
Now everyone sees better.
They will see big, okay.
Yes.
I will see small, no
Yeah,
problem.
sorry.
Okay, I'll go like that, okay. So here we are. Bhagavan is Sambandh. Sambandh Gyan we get from where? Ishopanishad and Bhagavad Gita. Bhakti is Abhidya, we get from Updeshamrta. Prem is Prayojan, we get from Bhakti Samrit Sindhu. Is it okay? Some new terminology for you. So, this system so Upadesha Amrit. Upadesha is instruction, Amrit is nectar. Srila Rupa Goswami in Nectar of Instruction within 11 verses takes us from primary stage of bhakti to the highest stage of bhakti. So what is the primary stage and what is the highest stage? That you see now. So bhakti, Uttama bhakti is of two types, sadhan bhakti and sadhya bhakti. Sadhan bhakti and sadhya bhakti. So for sadhan bhakti is also of two types, Vaidhi sadhan bhakti and Rag Anoga sadhan bhakti. And sadhya bhakti is also two types, Bhav bhakti and Prem bhakti. Now you see the last, under all this what is written. From verse number 1 to 7 is sadhan bhakti. It is Vaidhi sadhan bhakti. Vaidhi sadhan bhakti is from verse number 1 to 7. Verse number 8 is Raganoga sadhan bhakti. And the last verse number 9, 10 and 11 is a Bhav and Prema bhakti. So the whole process of bhakti is in 11 verses. Is it okay? It's a garland of verses. 1 to 7 is on one side, and 8th is in the transition, and then there is a Bhav and Prem bhakti. So verse 8 is called transition from Asakti to Bhav. You know this? Ado Sharda At Sadhu Sangha Bhajan Kriya. You know this all?
Yes.
Everybody know this? First is the Sharda, which means faith. Then Sadhu Sangha. This is a nectar of devotion. You will be studying this in a detail. Because they will come in all books. This terminology will come continuously. Now, before we read, just we want to say what is here. Content of nectar of devotion. What is in the nectar of devotion? Actually, which type of devotee, which stage of devotee is actually book is written for. See what is written here? Self-control Madhyam Adhikari symptom. So actually this book is at the level, meant for the level of Madhyam Adhikari. You know Madhyam Adhikari, this terminology?
Yes.
Uttam, Madhyam and Kanishth. This is in Bhagavatam, this is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, this is in Nectar of Devotion, this is in Ishopanishad, this is in Nectar of Devotion also. But all are not same. The stages are different. So I'm not going to detail that. What I'm saying is, this is the first verse. Shlok number 1 is actually a Guru principle. It's called Guru principle. It's not that one person who is 105-year-old and lives in Vrindavan, he is supposed to be Guru. No. The Guru is one who controls the 6 urges. That is the criteria for Guru. It's a Guru principle. It's called self-controlled Madhyam Adhikari symptom. The verse 2, 3 and 4. Madhyam Adhikari Goswami's external dealing and bhakti rules. How he behave outside with the people in general. So this is the whole flow of our book. Verse number 5, 6, 7 and 8. Madhyam Adhikari Goswami's vision and internal development. You can get all these afterwards. Okay? Now we are going to the next. The last two verses. Best worshipable place and best devotee. Which place is the best for worship? And who is the best devotee? And the last verse is the topmost holy place in the entire universe. And that is Radha Kund. So this is the whole flow of Sri Isha Upanishad. Now we are going, this you can note, preface, which we are reading now. Para number 1. The Krishna conscious movement is conducted under supervision of Srila Rupa Goswami. This is in para number 1. Srila Prabhupada has given all credit to Srila Rupa Goswami. This movement is conducted under supervision of Srila Rupa Goswami. What it means? Next line. Meaning of it means we are Rupa Anuga. We are Rupa Anuga. Rupa means Rupa Goswami and Anu means to follow. Anu has three meanings. Anu means to follow, Anu means continuous, Anu means repeatedly. But here Anu means to follow. To follow Srila Rupa Goswami. Why we follow Rupa Goswami? Why not Sanatana, he is senior? Why not Loknath? He is most senior of the all six. He came first to Vrindavan. Yes? Sorry, say again. You understand the? You understand the mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why? What is the relation between him and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by the way? Krishna in the mood of? So how can somebody knows the mood of Radharani? Who is most dear to Radharani? Lalita Sakhi. And who is a very intimate assistant to Lalita Sakhi? Rupa Manjari. And Sri Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari. Since it's very close to the Lalita and Lalita is close to Radha, therefore we are follower of Rupa Goswami in that line. That is the topmost relationship. And two of our acharyas, Pranam Mantra has Rupa Noga. Who are these two acharyas? Bhakti? Sorry? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Rupa Noga Varayate. They both have a Rupa Noga, right? Two of our immediate Parampara Acharya, they have Rupa Noga as the title in their Pranam Mantra. Now we are going to the preface. I think you read the first line of the preface. Let's read and go together. The Krishna conscious movement is conducted under the supervision of Srila Rupa Goswami. First line. And we explained why, how we know it, because we are called Rupa Anuga. How is conducted under Rupa Goswami? How it is conducted? Because we are called Rupa Goswami, we are follower of Rupa Goswami. It means he is the man in the parampara who is driving this movement. And now the next line says, the Gaudiya Vaishnava or Bengali Vaishnava. Gaudiya, what is the meaning of Gaudiya actually? Gauda Desh means Bengal. Gauda Desh. But sometimes they say Gaudiya Vaishnava also means Gaudiya. Gaudiya means follower of Radharani. We follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is in the mood of Radharani. So Gaudiya is a geographical name for us, but spiritually we are follower of Radharani. We follow Radharani. Her mood in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Are mostly follower of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. See, very simple. Gaudiya Vaishnavas are follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Radha Bhava. So we are follower of the Radha Bhava. Of whom means of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The 6 Goswami of Vrindavan are direct disciples. Therefore, Srila Narottam Das Thakur sung this song. Rupa Raghunath Pade. Now see what we have seen, let us see here. Preface says, the Gaudiya Vaishnava or Bengali Vaishnava are mostly followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of whom the 6 Goswami Vrindavan are the direct disciples. So then we know where we fit in 4 Sampradaya. We should know, if we say we are follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gaudiya Vaishnava, which Sampradaya we belong to. So it is said there are 4 Sampradaya. Lord Krishna, then 4 Sampradaya, Kumar, Brahma, Lakshmi, Rudra and Kumara, right? So we Gaudiya Vaishnava belong to Madhva. We belong to Madhva Sampradaya. I think the rule is that if your phone rings, then you have to. Only once. If it rings twice, then no sweet. Okay. I don't know why it is on. I don't know. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama. This sound. How can I turn this on? Silent mode on. Let's see. 3 times then sweet, 2 times no sweet. Okay? By the way, we are connected to Madhva Sampradaya through whom? Say? Madhvacharya, yes. Through Madhvacharya, we are connected to Madhva Sampradaya. Okay, go to the next. Preface. Therefore, Srila Narottam Das Thakur has sung. Read, somebody should read this. Rupa Raghunath Pade Haibe Akuti Kabiham Bhujive Yugala Priti. What's the meaning? When I'm eager to understand the literature given by the Goswami, then I shall be able to understand the transcendental loving service affairs of Radha and Krishna. Yugal Priti means? Yugal means Radha Krishna. Rupa Raghunath Pade Haibe Akuti. And Srila Prabhupada has translated, how can we understand the literature given by Goswamis? So we can only know the transcendental affair of loving affair Radha Krishna by reading and understanding the books of the Goswamis. Now then, just to support this idea, how we can really understand or serve the Vaishnavas, another verse is given from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Bhakta pada dhuli ara bhakta pada jala bhakta bhukta vasesh tina mahabala. For advancing in devotional service, three are most powerful things. What are three powerful things? The dust of the feet of the devotee, bhakta pada dhuli. The water that washed the feet of the devotee are bhakta pada jala, and the remnant of food left by devotee, bhakta bhukta avasesh, are the three very powerful substances, teen mahabhut. Now, preface. 4 powerful spiritual substances: bhakta pad dhuli, bhakta pad jal, bhakta bhukta avasesh, and literature given by the Goswamis. So Srila Prabhupada is taking the literature given by the Goswamis as the means to understand the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. Is it okay? Till this time, is everything okay? You have any question or comment? So we have read only the first lines of the preface. So, preface, continuing. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in order to bestow upon human society the benediction of the science of Krishna. Benediction of science of Krishna. So Krishna conscious movement is actually science of Krishna. Prabhupada used to say, when I was preaching in the West, I told them I am teaching you the science of love of God, science of the soul. I never told them that I am giving you some religion which is better than your religion. I am giving you science. You may be a student, you may come from any background, Christian background or Muslim background or Hindu background. If you have to study science, then for you all the science is same, right? You go to the study of the science, chemistry or physics, then you may be from any religion, but you have to study the science. So this is the word used here is science of Krishna. Prabhupada doesn't say it is a religion, it is a science. Science of love of God and science of the soul. So the most exalted of activities of the Krishna are, the science of Krishna has most exalted activity. What is that? His pastime of conjugal love with gopis. So science of Krishna is topmost, love of Krishna. And who is the lover of Krishna? Gopis of Vrindavan. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the mood of Srimati Radharani, the best of the gopis. Therefore, to understand the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and to follow in his footstep, one must very seriously follow the footstep of 6 Goswamis: Rup Sanatana, Bhatt Raghunath, Sri Jiva Gopal, Das Raghunath. This is like a mathematics. If you want to know science of Krishna, then you have to approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They know all the different moods, conjugal love of Radha and Krishna. So the very simple thing what in Prabhupada is telling us, we have to know the Radha Krishna, we have to go through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And for going through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have to go through 6 Goswamis. Now, para number 2, this first para is over. This much is in the first paragraph. Is it okay? So what is in the first paragraph by now? Movement is conducted under Rupa Goswami, so we are Rupanuga. With that line you write is equal to Rupanuga. We are Rupanuga. Second line says Gaudiya Vaishnavas follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we are in a Sampradaya which comes from Madhvacha Sampradaya, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted that through Madhvacha. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to bestow the signs of Krishna. And what is the exalted thing in signs of Krishna? Radha Krishna, love of the gopis to Krishna. And therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came as in the mood of Radharani. So now to understand this mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have to go through 6 Goswamis. Now second paragraph says, Srila Rupa Goswami was leader of the all Goswamis. Now after the 6 Goswami, which we have to follow, because Prabhupada has written first line, the movement is conducted under supervision. So now Srila Prabhupada is coming to the point. It's continuity of the first sentence. Srila Rupa Goswami was the leader of this all Goswamis, and to guide our activities, he gave us this Updesha Amrit to follow. So Srila Rupa Goswami, how the movement is conducted under Srila Rupa Goswami? Because he gave us the literature by which we can follow the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in devotion. Is okay? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left behind him the 8 verses known as Shikshastakam. Srila Rupa Goswami gave us Updesha Amrit so that we may become pure Vaishnavas. So what is the purpose of Sri Updesha Amrit? What is the purpose of Updesha Amrit? That we become pure Vaishnavas. Paragraph 3 in our book. In all spiritual affairs, one's first duty is to control his mind and senses. Unless one controls his mind and senses, one cannot make any advancement in his spiritual life. Everyone within the material world is engrossed in modes of passion and ignorance. One must promote himself to the platform of goodness, Sattvagun, by following the instruction of Srila Rupa Goswami. And then everything concerning how to make further progress will be revealed. So third paragraph is speaking about we have to follow Goswamis. Who is Goswami? The one who controlled the mind and senses. Who is Goswami? The one who controlled the mind and senses. Therefore, to follow the Goswami, we have to control the mind and senses if we have to advance in the spiritual life. Now, this is something not in the preface, but since Srila Prabhupada has written that we have to come to the mode of goodness. It's in the book, right? So, action in the 3 modes. Goodness, contemplation plus action. It means first you think and then you act. In passion, first action, then contemplation. Just opposite. Do it and then we see what happens. And mode of ignorance, no contemplation, no action. Lazy. So we have to contemplate first and then perform our action. So first we have to come to this stage. Para number 4. Para number 4 of Preface. Advancement in Krishna consciousness depend upon the attitude of follower. This is question for your closed book. What do you mean by attitude? So the advancement in Krishna consciousness depend on the attitude of a follower. The follower of Krishna conscious movement should become a perfect Goswami. Vaishnavas are generally known as Goswamis. In Vrindavan, this is the title by which the director of each temple is known. Radha Raman Goswami, Radha Damodar Goswami, Radha Govind Goswami. So this is the title for the temple head. One who wants to become a perfect devotee of Krishna must become a Goswami. Go means senses and Swami means master. Unless one controls the senses mind, one cannot become Goswami. See, you have to see the thread Prabhupada is writing. First he wrote Rupa Goswami conducting the movement. Then he has told us Rupa Goswami is topmost of all. Why? Because he has given us books by which we can know the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now the Goswamis are why we have to follow Goswamis. How we have to follow Goswami? By controlling the mind and senses. And then those who control mind and senses, they are called Goswamis. So if we want to follow Goswami means we have to control the mind and senses. So what is the attitude now? To achieve the highest success in life by becoming a Goswami and then a pure devotee of the Lord. First we become Goswami, then a pure devotee. So who is higher? Goswami or pure devotee? Pure devotee is higher than Goswami. The title Goswami of the temple, they are not. They don't have a control on their senses and mind. So first we have to control the mind and senses. Then we have to really practice the pure devotional service. What it means actually is we have to go beyond mode of goodness. We have to transcend three mode of goodness. Then we can become pure devotee. How one can become pure devotee? By transcending three modes of material nature. And how that can be achieved? By avicharena bhakti yogena sagunan samatikaetam brahma bhuyaya kalpate. You have heard this verse? 14, last verse of the 14. Last but one. Only by unalloyed devotional service one can transcend three modes of material nature. Now Srila Prabhupada writes, one must follow the instruction known as Updesha Amrit, which have been given by Srila Rupa Goswami. Okay, before we look at this, everything depends upon attitude. So what is your understanding for this word? What it means? Everybody should say something on this word. Success depends upon attitude. So what attitude you want? What do you mean by that? When reading up till now, whole paragraph, what is your understanding of the word attitude? Yes? Say again. How can we give?
How can we relate everything?
We relate everything with Krishna. Okay. There's no other mic for students? Well, I'm just giving you a black and white statement. There are two attitudes in the world. One is enjoying attitude, other is service attitude. Enjoying attitude means to enjoy your senses. And service attitude means to engage in service. So actually the controlling mind and senses is to avoid enjoying mentality or attitude and to adopt the service attitude. Which attitude is useful for success in devotional service? Service attitude. Why? Jivera Swarup hai Krishnera Nitya Das. This is our constitutional position. So attitude here means we have to reinstate ourselves in our constitutional position as a servant of Krishna. not as an enjoyer and competitor of Krishna. So what attitude means actually? Either service attitude or enjoying attitude. So enjoying attitude is Godas and service attitude is Goswami. But in this preface, you have to write the attitude means to control the mind and senses, which means to give up enjoying mentality, and which leads to the service attitude, which is our constitutional position. These 4 lines can answer your attitude. Now, this is the attitude. I was asking, this is about attitude here. How attitude? Say, is this glass full or empty? It's full, somebody will say. Is it optimism? No. It's stupidism. It's stupid. Huh? It's stupid. So attitude is stupid, not optimistic. The other side, is it empty? It is empty, somebody says. It's not pessimism, it is realism. So our attitude should be realism, which means Jiva Swarup Krishna. That is our Swarup. So it's not that whatever we think like that. I am very perfectly fine. You go and preach, people say, we are happy. We are perfectly fine. They say like that. Doctor is saying you have a cancer and say, no, I am perfectly all right. So the attitude is, we have to acquire the attitude from Shastra, not from our mundane logic, pessimistic or optimistic, no. Now para number 4. Srila Rupa Goswami has given many other books. What are the different names of the books? Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Vigata Madhava, Lalita Madhava, Upadesha Amrita, and some other books anybody knows? Laghu Bhagavat Amrita, Jiva Goswami. Oh no, that is Sanatana Goswami. Hansadutta, Ujjwal Nilamani. There are many more books. So, but Upadesha Amrit constitutes the first instruction for neophyte devotees. One should follow the instruction very strictly. Then it will be easier to make one's life successful. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada has written this preface on 20th 1975 September. Krishna Balaram Mandir, Raman Reti, Vrindavan now. Now this is something, purpose of Srila Rupa Goswami's Upadeshamrit. What is the purpose of Srila Rupa Goswami's Upadeshamrit? Number 1, to understand the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and follow in his footsteps. One must very seriously follow in the footsteps of 6 Goswamis. This is from the preface we have taken as it is, alright? Number 2, Srila Rupa Goswami was the leader of all the Goswamis, and to guide our activities, he gave us this Upadeshamrit nectar of devotion to follow. Same thing is taken from preface, but it is just different way to ask the same question. Question is same, but you have to answer in a different way. Number 3, one must promote himself to the platform of goodness, Sattva Gun, by following the instruction of Rupa Goswami. And then everything concerning how to make further progress will be revealed. number 4. To achieve the highest success in life, becoming a Goswami and then a pure devotee of the Lord, one must follow the instruction known as Upadesha Amrit, which have been given by Srila Rupa Goswami. In this purpose of Isha Upanishad, by Rupa Goswami, there is no attitude or mind and sense in it somehow. See, it is not there. So we have finished the preface. Is it okay? Is it okay?
Yes.
We have finished preface. One minute. Oh, this is something other is coming. Sri Upadesha Upanishad definition. What are the key terms in this section are? Rupanoga, this is the first verse. Praschit, Goswami. One to 7, Vaidhi Sadhan Bhakti. 8 is Raganuga Sadhan Bhakti. 9 to 11, Bhav and Prem Bhakti. We have, and the different language. 1 to 7, Sardha to Ruchi. 8, Asakti. 9 to 11, Bhav to Prem. Goswami, the meaning of the word Goswami. Now this is what you have to do exercise. Read this section. No, this is tomorrow, not today. Oh, this is first verse will come next. No hurry. I want to go to preface. Oh, this is the same thing in Hindi. All right. Now, you have any question or comment? Now it's now Krishna Balram is there. That is the goal of your whole study. All right. Any question or comment?
Yeah, Prabhupada says that this book is for neophyte, and earlier we saw this is for Madhyama Adhikari. And what is the reason Prabhupada says this?
Prabhupada says the neophyte means the beginner should study to come to the stage of the Madhyam. As Prabhupada writes in many places that in any case we have to start the devotion from a beginning and come to the at least stage of Madhyam. So, it is for the beginner in the sense that they must know what are the qualifications of a guru, how to behave in the society. They are just for the beginner. By the verse 8, one will actually internally understand the level of Madhyam. But these are what the Madhyam language is used by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati has a commentary on this, Anuvritti Tika, and Bhakti Vinod Thakur has also commentary on this. So in our book we have two commentaries, commentary by Srila Prabhupada and commentary by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. But I think in slide we can also have a look at Bhakti Vinod Thakur's commentary also, which may not be needed for your answer in the question paper, but it may be good for your understanding. So, Srila Prabhupada writes it is for neophyte, and we have told already in the presentation that these are the symptoms of a Madhya Adhikari, external and internal. So, neophyte has to advance to the Madhyam, otherwise he will not actually survive in devotion. His survival depends upon is advancement to the Madhyam. And the classification is based on the Shraddha Anuswari. Kanishta, Madhyam, Uttam, Shraddha Anuswari, according to the faith. So we have to be more advanced. If we follow strictly, we will go high. Neophyte is not our goal. We have to reach the Madhyam at least. Yes, what is your question?
Prabhuji, you mentioned that we are the followers of Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari in Goloka serving Lalita Devi. And then you mentioned Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Bhakti Vinod Thakur's mantra also carries Rupa Goswami's name. That means Nayan Manjari and Kamal Manjari, who are they to Rupa Manjari?
Well, there must be assisting Rupa Manjari. It's not because they're... well, this is a very... in one sense, it's a good question. Why in their Pranam mantra is Rupa Anubha, not in other mantra. Actually, next to the Rupa Manjari is Raghunath Das Goswami. That Manjari is very next to. Therefore, Rupa Raghunath are together. But these is the Kamal Manjari and Nayan Manjari. They are definitely assisting Rupa Goswami in that sense. Therefore, this name is included there. This is a good insight. Why this name is there? What is their seva? Well, this is a very higher study, but anyway, they must be assisting Rupa Goswami because they are Rupa Nupa. So they must be assisting Rupa Manjari. Very good question.
Is there any dimension of Shishtastakam verse by Mahaprabhu?
So Mahaprabhu only left 8 verses, and Prabhupada said, but for the beginner, Sri Rupa Goswami has given 11 verses of Upanishad. So what Prabhupada is saying, what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given, that is expanded by Rupa Goswami in his books. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the seed verses, which include everything, and Rupa Goswami is expanded on it. Ultimately, it's coming from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Rupa Goswami and other Goswamis to us. So you read preface and read the questions in your question bank. But today, because of rain, we are late, and today I have to reach there by 2:30. Today there is some program there. So tomorrow we will start mantra 1. So we finish we can do more than that, but we can start mantra 1. Today we just read the mantra 1. So you should be expert in preface. Vacho vegam, manasa krodha vegam, jiva vegam, udara upastha vegam, etana vegan, yo visaheta dhira, sarvan apima, Prithvim sa Shishya. So first 2 lines are the 6 urges. Vega means urges. And the next 2 lines says the one who control these, they can make disciple all over the world. So we will discuss this verse tomorrow. Today you read preface, answer all the questions which are in question bank or in open book or closed book, and you have any question or query, bring tomorrow, then we can discuss this. Okay? Tomorrow before we start class, you can sing a bhajan. Sheve Gadomi. You have read? This is a bhajan by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Who will find this out? You have seen this bhajan?
नहीं वैष्णव ठाकुर
I think Bhakti Vinod Thakur is better.
भजन टाइटल is वैष्णव ठाकुर
Vaishnava Thakur.
yeah भजन टाइटल
This is a bhajan in which this Upadesha Amrit is put in a bhajan by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Chevegadami means to control the 6 urges. Chetosha Sodhi, this is 6 faults to control, to purify. Cheguna, this is all, this one bhajan. You find that out bhajan. This is also good for your study. Okay? Today is short and sweet class. Attendance who will do? All done? Okay. So only I have 2 names, 3 names today. Tomorrow we'll have more names. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, you would like to take Prashadam also here for you?
No.